Oh, really?
Yeah,
there we go.
Not a huge deal, but are we live?
We're live.
All right, perfect.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We'll stream live on
Perfect,
Facebook.
thank you.
Davis is useful.
We're
Make
Mr.
Josh
Davis,
the host
man.
again.
We will do it live.
We are doing it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
That's right. We're doing it live.
We're doing it live.
Davis,
What's that
we
even
good?
mean to play us off?
Hey, Josh, I'm giving you the go. You're good.
Right.
Thanks, Davis.
on. All right. Welcome to the first episode of fucking Call Your Shot. What a shit show that was to get going. But we are live now, ready to give you some picks. Before we do,
Only
I just wanna
24
explain
minutes
quickly-
late, folks.
What's that?
We're only 24 minutes late.
Yeah, 24 minutes late, but that's what. Hey, we're here. We're here, right? Quickly, I'm just going to explain the show. It's going to be a round robin style tournament. 8 guys total, 4 guys each week. They're going to come up with 5 picks each. They're going to go against each other, head-to-head matchup. And the person who has the best record with the picks will get the win. And then, everybody plays everybody. Top 4 make playoffs. They can pick any sport, any pick, any money line pick, spread, prop pick. There are no rules except for one. The value of the pick must be greater than minus 145 for American odds. For you Canadians out there are some Canadians that are going to be watching the show. That is 1.69 in decimal odds. And for Will out in UK, and he does it really weird, fractional odds is 20 out of 29. I don't know if anybody cares about that. For all our viewers, 20 out of 29 is the value or greater. So you're probably wondering who's going to be involved in the show today. But before we get to that, these picks are going to be made for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Now, these picks potentially could change value-wise or line-wise, right? So we want you to bet these picks with us tonight. Have some fun. Grab a beer, grab a friend, grab your grandma. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Let's have some fun.
Grandma!
And let's get going. So let's introduce the players. Our first matchup is going to be the man with the rants, your leader, the GM himself. You can follow him at Riser, Steve Riser. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great, everybody. How we doing? Let's go. Calling shots. I'm excited for this show, man. Who am I matched up against, by the way?
You were actually matched up against Andrew today, so that's going to be fun.
I just kicked his ass in fantasy basketball.
Yeah. So you got a bye week.
Yeah, I got a bye goddamn week.
So you got a bye week.
Steve, I forgot to actually mention what I've asked from everybody is to come up with 2 future bets. And a future bet is anything in the future, obviously, right? So a Stanley Cup champion, NBA champion. Actually, I seen on today, FanDuel has 2021 Heisman Trophy odds.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to throw that out there, whatever.
Well, but I got Julius Randle to win Most Improved Player of the Year award at plus 1,200.
What's the value on that one?
Plus 1,200 right now.
Ooh, spicy.
And he's all of a sudden looks like an elite playmaker on the court. The Knicks are not a full-on laughingstock, and a lot of that's because of Julius Randle.
Right.
I got Green Bay to make the Super Bowl, plus 470.
Yeah, I actually really like that one.
I can't stand the Packers, but that home field advantage at Lambeau Field is
they're going to be allowing.
That's huge. I don't know if they'll have fans, but the weather is going to screw up some of those teams.
Perfect. Well, you are going up against Andrew Kahn. He is the host of the Boomtown Pod. The only person here that actually really knows, other than Davis, that really knows how to run a live show because he's a legit DJ. You can follow that, Andrew Kahn. Andrew, how you doing tonight?
Degenerates. How the hell are you, boys? This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this one. I love a little bit of gambling. Got some future picks for you guys. Obviously, who would I be? Promoting my own show, Boomtown Pod. You can follow us like the good man said right there. We cover all things UFC, so why not get into some futuristic bets? We got a couple of matchups that I'm looking forward to on Fight Island. We're a week and a half away. This is going to be 3 cards in 1 week. I'm pumped about this. All right, so the first one I want to get to, Max Holloway and Calvin Kattar will be a headlining fight. Calvin Kattar today, who's on an absolute roll, ladies and gentlemen. is a 147 underdog in this. Take that. I like that. I like that 147. I'm keeping it close. The other one that I don't like too much, the hype train on Conor McGregor is for real. We all know the guy is a huge draw. Right now, he's a 250 favorite. Dustin Poirier is no slouch at 195. Hit that 195 immediately because I'm calling it now. Poirier with the upset.
Perfect. I like those. I can't wait for Fight Island. Those three. What is that? 3?
We got Monday, Wednesday, Saturday.
Fuck, that's
3 fight cards, boys.
That's almost too much. That's almost too much money for me to be betting on.
Take my money.
Right, that's true. That's true. So our next matchup is going to be Paul Hardo. He's the co-host of the Puckleheads podcast, here to bring you some puck. One of my favorite Yinzers. You can follow him at Steel Curtain PEH. Paul, how you doing tonight?
Fan-fucking-tastic, boys. Can't wait to do this. This is a great idea. So a couple of my futures, like Josh said, I'm a Pucklehead, so I like the puck. Give me the Tampa Bay Lightning to absolutely dominate that division, that Central Division as a turd. They are plus 140 to win that division. Take that, easy money, cash it. And my second one is Vegas to win the cup, plus 850.
Ooh,
so there's a kind of a trend in hockey where these teams get there and then they kind of fall off and come back strong the next year. I like Vegas to keep that trend going. And now they got the playoff experience. They have the goaltending to go a long way. Plus 850 on Vegas. Hit it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, now that you got, Lanner there to give Flower a little bit of time off if need be, that could be huge going down the stretch into playoffs and whatnot. So I do like those picks. But right now, you probably see another guy that you've never seen before, but he is new to BCMG. No, it's not your speakers. It is his shitty voice. My good friend, you can follow him at Dylan Smith 101. Dylan, how you doing tonight?
Not bad, Josh. How you doing? Thanks for having me, buddy. Quite the introduction.
Yeah, you betcha. What are your futures picks?
I'll try and keep it short and sweet so no one has to listen to my voice. People that know me, it's horrible.
Thank you.
But I'm a brilliant gambler. I almost never win. I'm a king of getting 3 to 4 in parlays, so there's that. But my first future, we're up in Canada. The Saskatchewan Roughriders are winning the CFL Grey Cup.
Oh my God.
Actually, I don't care. No one cares about the CFL. I didn't even know that's not even that is not my pick.
Oh my God.
I don't even know if you can gamble on it. It's a fake league.
What are your future bets? Let's hear them.
Okay, first one's easy. Gonzaga plus 350. They're winning the NCAA. They're the best college basketball team I've ever seen. They're not even close to being in games. They're going to dominate everyone. And then the second one is Rory's winning Masters. He's completing the Grand Slam. It's going to be his time to finally get going. So I got him winning the Masters, and then just another one for Paul because I matched up against him. I mean, there's no way the Avs aren't winning the cup this year. That's
That's another one.
Those are some good future bets. I actually thought you were legit going to go with Charlie Woods for Masters 2035.
Oh my God.
Plus 4,000.
2035.
I was waiting for that.
I wasn't sure the world's going to be around that long, so I figured I'd go a little short.
But without further ado, boys, let's get into the first matchup. So Steve versus Andrew. I'm going to go right over to Steve. Steve, what do you got for your first pick?
I'm going to go with Nick Chubb to score a touchdown this weekend at plus 110.
Ooh,
Browns
like
getting
that.
the end zone at all,
Gotta be him.
probably pretty much going to be Nick Chubb. If
Are
they
you
have
not
no
worried-
coaches
are you
this
not worried
week, it's
about
going to be a
Hunt?
very simple game plan.
Are you not worried about Hunt taking over in the red zone?
No, I think Chubb's the red zone back.
You think?
Chubb's
Yeah,
the
man.
big boy.
But he's been
Hey,
getting
it's a
majority of those
selfish
snaps,
speed,
is he not? I thought he was.
Hunt was?
I thought Hunt was, yeah.
Yeah, no, they've been giving it to Chubb down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They gave
Hunt's
it
been
Hunt a lot early in the year, but now it's been Chubb almost.
well. Chubb was hurt, but Hunt has been mainly a passing back now.
Yeah, I'm sorry I don't watch Cleveland Browns games, so
Yeah, I do. It's all good, buddy.
Good.
I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, I'm a
You're
Cowboys
going-
fan, so
Steve,
there we
you're
go.
facing Andrew. Andrew, what's your first pick?
Yeah, we're going Washington, Tampa. I got a lot of flack like this last night on ITL for taking Washington, but I'm doing
So you're gonna take
sensical.
Tampa?
No, I'm taking sensical picks for your guys' wallets. Don't follow me on ITL. Yeah, I'm having some fun, but I want to line your guys' wallets. Let's go. Tampa Bay is covering that game. Yeah, I see Mike Evans on the questionable report now. He wasn't on it yesterday. He was doubtful, and they're leaning towards doubtful. I guess the reporters are saying, even though he's got the questionable tag. I do think Mike Evans makes a big difference in this game if he does play. So if he does, Tampa Bay wins. But for betting your wallets, let's go Tampa.
Do you think Chase gets to Tom?
I think Chase and Montez are going to absolutely rattle this boy. And we talked about it a little bit last night, man. That defense, I've been saying it since week 1 of being on blue collar. That defense is a problem, man. And they continue to pester people and they get to the quarterbacks. So.
Yeah, I'm actually in love with that Washington pick. Tampa Bay has been very close to be putting on my fraud list.
A couple of times. I've seen the T
Yeah,
and the A and the M, but not the PA.
Not just once, couple times. And I like Washington here. I think Tom's gonna have a little bit of tough time there. But let's go over to our second matchup. Dylan, what do you got for your first pick?
First pick's an easy one. I got the Titans plus 5.5. Paying minus 140. It's easy money. It's not paying big, but like, how are they not favored in this game? Is 2020 not happen?
Do you think Lamar's inability to throw the ball is gonna play the factor here?
I mean, Lamar's a joke. He's a running back, and even if he throws, like, they suck. Like 2020 playoffs not happened. People don't remember that. Tannehill threw for 80 yards. And they dummied him.
Yeah,
that's true.
They beat him by 20 points, and he only threw for 80 yards. Derrick Henry's gonna run for like 4 touchdowns. Then they'll get up early, and Lamar Jackson's gonna have to throw, and we know how that goes.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, maybe hit the under on the 4 touchdowns.
Are you adding another pick in there? You're adding
maybe I go with Derrick Henry to get 4 touchdowns.
Holy shit!
All right, so you're going with Titans plus 5.5. Let's go over to your matchup. Paul, who are you going for your first pick?
I'm going Buffalo Bills minus 6.5. Check the injury report this week. No Rock Yassin this week for the Colts. Buckner has not practiced all week either. That's big problems for that Colts defense. Buffalo's just been absolutely on a tear, and I like them at home. They're letting fans in there. The Bills Mafia is going to be in there.
Yeah,
and I think it's going to be a coming out party. 31-17 Bills, and they roll minus 6.5.
Perfect. All right, so let's go over to Steve for your second pick. What do you got now?
Let me pull back up my notes here. I got Baltimore and Tennessee to go over 54.5 at minus 112 right now. I think there's going to be a lot of points here. Either way, that Tennessee defense is bad. So Baltimore's going to score, and Tennessee will find a way to score on Baltimore as well.
Do you agree with Dylan when he says that Derrick Henry is going to score 4 touchdowns?
I don't know about Derrick Henry scoring 4 touchdowns, but
you think there's going to be 55 points. Okay, I like that. Andrew, what do you got for your second pick?
It's funny that he takes the over because I'm taking the under in that game.
I don't bet unders. I'm not a psychopath.
Yeah, I trained under the
might be a
school
little bit
of
of a
Kenny
psychopath.
Cotterell. I trained in the betting game of Kenny Cotterell and his betting dojo of hitting unders. But I don't know. This game is iffy to me. I mean, who really wants it more? I think 54.5 is reasonable. Hit the under.
So if you've been following Kenny a little bit, do you have any kicker picks for us today?
Rodrigo Blankenship over 6 points.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely.
I actually don't.
Thank you, Andrew.
Don't hate
You're
that.
welcome, boys. You're welcome.
Let's go over our second matchup. Paul, what do you got for your second pick?
Seahawks minus 3. The Rams, they're just very iffy on offense. I mean, I like this Wofford kid. I mean, he played well last week. But going up there to Seattle's a different ball game. Rookie quarterback starting their first game, playoff game, 15-34-1 against the spread. And if you look and you take out like the Brady's and Rodgers, and put it more like in the category of where Wofford is, it's 1-16-1 against the spread. I like the way the Seattle defense has been trending. Also, Seattle's only had their offensive line together 4 games this year. They've averaged 40 plus when they're all together. They're all together this week. I think they roll over the Rams in this one.
So I got a question for you, Paul. And for a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you should maybe be worried of. I don't know if you've seen, but Russell Wilson just posted a TikTok with his wife Sierra. Does that worry you at all?
Fuck, if I had Sierra as my wife, I'd be fucking on TikTok all day.
Yeah.
I mean, do you do the same thing with
Are you allowed to do that?
or whatever? And he keeps losing every time. Do you worried about Russell's?
Not one bit. I don't believe in any of that. I mean, honestly, if we're having a serious conversation about this, like, you're a professional athlete and it's the playoffs. You shouldn't need somebody dancing on your logo or dancing with their wife to fire you up. You should be ready to run through a fucking wall to begin with.
I mean, I'd be fired up if Sierra started 1-2 stepping on my ass.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I get my juices flowing.
Oh.
All right. Well,
All right, settle down, buddy.
It's been a while, boys. Hashtag been a while.
I can tell.
Paul not worried about TikTok. Okay.
Not at all.
Remember that.
What do you got for us, Smitty, for your second pick?
I'm actually going to just build off what he said, playing against them this week. But,
Ooh.
I mean, I'm not going to take the exact same pick as him, but when they got their offensive line, the Seahawks put up points. The Rams, they're going to put up a little bit because the Seahawks defense isn't very good. Jamal Adams might get a pick 6 here. So I'm going to go, I adjusted the line a little bit. They're going over 40.5.
Over 40.5? Oh,
yeah, minus 130. Yeah. It's another adjusted line a little bit, but Seahawks score plenty. Rams will get a little bit too.
Like, is Jared Goff's thumb something to be worried about?
Yes.
I would imagine Walford's playing.
No, I don't think quarterbacks need their thumbs at all, Josh.
No, they don't need one?
Look at Matt Stafford.
But like, he's playing though, right? Is he not?
Yeah, and that's Jamal Adams should get quite a few touchdowns out of it.
Are you expecting like Seattle to put up 35 points?
27.
No.
27.
We'll get to that, Joshua.
All right.
Joshua.
All right.
Oh, we got another one.
Use my government first name.
Well, I think it's actually probably time for an ad read here.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. How about that?
These picks are brought to you by livingmybestcigarlife.com. Are you guys into cigars? Check out the latest player to the game, livingmybestcigarlife.com, with over 1,500 premium cigars, various sizes, humidors, gift sets, name brand accessories, and monthly specials. Check out their Facebook page, Living My Best Cigar Life, and their Twitter at My Best Cigar Life. And when ordering, make sure you use My Best Cigar Life in all caps for a $10 discount. And don't just live your life, live your best cigar life. They are an excellent sponsor for not only this show, but I mean, just a bit outside as well. I'm going to have to try and get some of their cigars. So a lot of you guys should get out and try theirs. So let's go into round 3 of picks. And I'm going to go to Andrew, actually. Andrew, what are you going for your third round?
Bills and Colts. We talked about it a little bit earlier. You know what? I'm sticking by my guns on this one. I know that the injury report said that Darius Leonard hasn't practiced, but I think that's probably just a rest kind of break, to be honest. Defense wins championships, man. And I think Phillip Rivers has a lot to prove in this game. And I just saw a dance. We're talking about dances. Josh Allen and the rest of the crew were getting down to some fucking, I can't remember what song it was, but Josh Allen, stick to quarterbacking and not dancing. It is not for you, my friend. But yeah, give me the Colts to win and they cover it. I love this game, man. This is going to be
what are you taking? Are you taking Colts plus 6.5?
I like Colts. I like, what is it 6.5 right now?
Money line. Take a money line.
I believe it is 6.5. Yeah.
Colts win, don't cover.
So 6. You're going to take the 6.5.
I'll take the 6.5.
Okay. Yeah, your boy Jet's going to like you, but
yeah, he sure will.
That's a line.
It's going to be a battle between Tre'Davious White and literally Darius Leonard on who's the best defensive player and whoever shows up. I mean, both are such incredible leaders for their defenses, so it'll be a fun game. I'll be tuning into that one for sure.
Steve, what do you think about the 6.5 spread?
The 6.5 point spread in the Indy and Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think that's got a pretty good chance of covering by Buffalo.
By Buffalo. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, Indy's not winning that game. I can tell you
Okay,
that.
okay,
They'll
okay.
be lucky if it's
What
within
are
a
you rolling
touchdown.
with for your third pick?
For my third pick, I'm gonna go with Seattle to cover the 3.5 point spread against the Rams. At minus 104 right now. I think that's just an easy one for them, especially without they have their full offensive line, like they said, and the Rams don't have their quarterback.
Are you worried about the TikTok superstition?
I am not worried about the TikTok superstition.
I'm surprised by this.
I'm super.
I can tell that you are a little thrown off by the TikTok superstition.
Yeah,
but I'm not. It
is a legit thing. I swear to God.
Well, to you it is.
If Seattle doesn't win by 3, I'm blaming the TikTok, and I'm blaming
3.5.
3.
I think that's fair.
3. Yeah.
Let's go over to the next matchup. Smitty, what do you got for your third pick?
I mean, I'm terrified of TikTok. Juju sucks because Juju's on TikTok. Pittsburgh sucks. Did anybody watch Pittsburgh in that Monday night game a while back? They suck.
Paul
Big Ben sucks. Like, he is horrible. I might be my least favorite player in the NFL. He's probably going to have like 2 boots on his foot, a cast on his arm going into the game. He's going to do nothing. Cleveland's going to do nothing because they run every play. They're going to score a couple points. I'm going under 49.5.
Cleveland, Pittsburgh, eh?
There's no way they're putting up 50 points.
Yeah, I like that. I like that under.
What's the value on that one?
Minus 140. Not paying great, but you can put $1 million on that.
So you've been really dipping into the alternate spreads and alternate total line.
I mean, I'm confident enough. I'll parlay them all, Josh.
You know what? I don't hate those picks. Those are some pretty good picks. What do you think about that, Paul? What do you think? That's your team, Pittsburgh. What do you think?
No, he's right. I don't see a ton of points being put up here. Stefanski's out. You got a special teams coach making the critical decisions.
Is that official yet? Because I heard that he still has a chance to be there in the lineup.
There's no way he's gonna be on the sideline Sunday.
Weird. Okay.
But you know what I mean? I don't see a lot of point. They know each other. I mean, Minka came out today, says he's got 20 pages of notes on these guys. He's played every snap of both games. You know what I mean? Like that, like they know each other. Like they know what they're gonna do.
Also, what does this game mean to Joe Hayden?
Yeah.
Like former team cut him for nothing. See you later. Playing some pretty good, inspiring football this year. So I would look for Joe Hayden to have a little fun.
Not very much offense.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. The only thing that could push that over is a Baker pick 6, which he's known to do against Pittsburgh. Which he's known to do against Pittsburgh. But I like that pick. I don't think we see 50 points in that game.
Yeah, that'll definitely be interesting. What do you got for your third pick, Paul?
So we were talking about it earlier about the Seahawks. Over 22.5 of their team total. I think they're putting up at least 27. I said 30 on ITL last night. I'll stick with 30. They're putting up 30 this weekend with their line back. Aaron Donald is great. He is great. But that's it. Jalen Ramsey stays on his side of the field. You still have Lockett to worry about. And I just think the Seahawks they're going to roll over them. I think it's going to be 27-10, something like that. And they handle business. Give me the Seahawks over 22.5.
Do you think you're going to see a lot more, dump passes as well as screen passes, more from Seattle this week than usual?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to control. Carson. Yeah, you're going to have to control Aaron Donald's rush. But having Upati back is huge for them. Like, he's a big piece of that. And we've been letting Russ cook all year. Let him cook. I mean, he knows them guys, and let it fly up there at home.
Pete Carroll in the playoffs scares me as a play caller, though. Ooh.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Some goal line interception will fuck that up.
Well, he's done it a couple of years now.
But I mean, honestly, too, I mean, in today's NFL, 24 is if your defense holds them to 24, that's a pretty
That's a good game. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's
I can
22,
Yeah.
22 and a half is good to go.
Where the game is more offensive driven nowadays, that's if you can hold them down, that's pretty big. Let's go to our fourth round now. Steve, what are you rolling with for your fourth pick?
I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Buffalo game to go over 51.5 points at minus 110. Buffalo's offense has been rolling with those players out for Indy's defense, presumably out. That's obviously going to affect them. And, Buffalo's defense isn't exactly invincible.
They are bad, bro. They're not good.
Buffalo's defense isn't great. Indianapolis will be able to score on them. Buffalo will win and probably end up winning. I think, like I said, I think they'll cover the spread, but Indianapolis is going to score points on them. So over 51.5, book it.
Over 51, eh? 51.5. That was minus 110, you said?
Yeah, I think that's what I had. Hold on.
What do you think about that, Andrew?
Steve alluded to it, man. Both like the Indy defenses, we can all agree is a top 5 defense in the league. There's no question about it this year. The Buffalo Bills, I would say, is like a 15 team. They kind of float. They're not great. Tre'Davious White, like I said, is a baller, an absolute stud out there. But like I wouldn't be too essentially worried, if I was Phil Rivers. I mean, this is a Jonathan Taylor game, and JT needs to be established almost immediately.
Well, when the Patriots played, not to cut you off, when the Patriots played Buffalo, they were able to run at them with Sony Michel and Damian Harris. So Jonathan Taylor can do that.
That's what my thoughts is too. And you can even use N'Keal Hines too, right? Like, and I mean, that's going to be a bit of a headache for Buffalo, I think, just a little bit. Obviously Diggs and Beasley are studs. I mean, the offense is based around them. Singletary doesn't do anything for me. He might get you 30 yards. He's pretty. You'll probably see more of Zach Moss this game, to be honest. But if for my fourth pick, boys, I'm staying fucking clear away from the Seahawks game. Just to be for the record, I don't know who to. I don't know. No, not even that. I just don't even know who to trust in that game. Seattle's defense is so suspect, and like we talked about Jamal Adams being a big route. Well, he's questionable, boys. So if they don't have Jamal Adams in that lineup, yeesh, that gives me the jitters because that team gives up 20-yard bombs every play. It seems they're not good. But Saints in Chicago, man. Chicago's been playing some pretty inspiring football as of late. I mean, Trubisky gets thrown back into the reins, makes the team get in the playoffs. The other thing is they got that guy named Big Dick Nick on the bench. If Trubisky starts sloughing, and we all know the playoff record that Nick Foles has had so far, it shouldn't come to that. I'm hoping not. I think the Saints win this. They're at home. They should take care of this. The 9.5, however, little scary. Not taking that. That's staying far away from that because I think this will be a lot closer than we're going to give Chicago credit for. David Montgomery's rolling. They got to get Allen Robinson going. I like the Saints in this, but I don't like that spread at all, boys.
So you're taking Chicago to cover then?
Chicago should cover that spread. 9.5.
What was it, 9?
9.5. I hate that. It's too much.
I don't understand. And this is just me, but why don't you just start Foles? Like, fuck Trubisky.
No, dude.
Yeah.
Trubisky's opened up that field for them in a way that Nick Foles wasn't doing. And Trubisky's, let's face it, guys, he's playing for a contract and playing to make this his team.
But are you willing to lay that risk? I mean, are you that confident in him in the playoffs?
Well, what have we seen? We saw him win one playoff game. I mean, it's not like he's that bad, but Nick Foles, again, won a Super Bowl, and championships really, I guess, apparently speak all when it comes to I know it speaks a lot on the resume, but man, this game is it's going to be a close game. I think people are sleeping on how competitive Chicago has made games lately. So
I got one more question for
plus I will say, plus the Saints, Drew Brees is not at 100%, folks. Not even close. Michael Thomas, not at 100%. So you're going to have to really bank on Alvin Kamara carrying this team the entire time.
I got a question about Brees. I just seen on Twitter, I think it was yesterday, and I could be wrong. It might have been a fake account, actually. Drew Brees was actually going to protest, like not play tomorrow because of protesting. That's gotta be fake, eh?
That's
Yeah.
fake news.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It's gotta be
say.
fake.
I got
I'm gonna say
I'm
fake, eh?
thinking by one of those fake guys.
I'm gonna say fake, eh?
The other rumor that's
Nice job, Paul.
the other rumor that's circulating around too is that this could be Drew Brees' last season. So if it is, you know that he's
I
going
I
to
do
go
believe
out.
that.
I think it is. I really think it is.
I do
too, but
believe that.
if he
Yeah,
does
I
go
believe
out,
that.
if you know Drew Brees, he's going to go out gunslinging. So that could be scary as well.
Yeah, that's gonna be another interesting one. But that brings us to round 5 of picks. And I'm gonna go.
Oh, I still got round 4.
They got round
he's
4
got-
over
yeah,
there.
Dylan's got to go.
Oh fuck. Oh yeah, no, that's my bad. Well, let's go to you, Smith. You're so eager to fucking make picks here.
I'll follow up on what Andrew was saying there. I got the Bears, but I got them plus 11.5. 9.5 is a little bit. I don't know. I like the.
It's iffy to me. I don't. Ugh.
So I moved it to 11.5. It's minus 140. I think the Bears are going to stay in this game. I think they have a shot to win this game. I might even look at them, betting them to win this game. I think Drew Brees is not what he used to be. He can't throw the ball down the field. All he can make is short passes. He's going to break about 8 more ribs this game. Taysom Hill's hopefully going to get hurt, and we're going to see Jameis in this game. That's all I want on this game. I want the Saints to win with Jameis at quarterback.
A famous Jameis tryout in the playoffs.
I want to see him slinging. I want 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions on Jameis.
Do you want me to mark you down for Jameis Winston 4 touchdowns?
4 interceptions.
At all 4 interceptions.
Yeah, hitting the under on that one.
That would be.
No, I think the Bears can cover 11.5. I think it'll be a close game.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what they do or Chicago does. Like compare, like obviously New Orleans defense has been really good, and I just don't trust the Bears fucking.
Yeah, but the Vikings also in that game that Kamara got 5 or 6 touchdowns. The Vikings kept competing in that game too. So I don't.
Yeah, that's also.
Yeah.
I think the Bears' offense has been a lot better than people think lately. Outside of
Fact.
last
Yeah,
week
you're
when
right.
they,
Montgomery's playing some inspiring football right now.
which
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
is winning the Super Bowl,
But
Other than that,
the
I
Saints
think-
don't give up rushing. They don't give up 100-yard rushers. I mean, so that's
It's an Allen Robinson game.
he can just be effective is all. Like
Also,
three
I wouldn't
and a half yards.
wouldn't be
carry.
surprised if Darnell Mooney has a big game here. Because somebody's got to cover Robinson, right?
get
Yeah.
a long bomb to him. Yeah, because Lattimore
Yep.
will be covering Robinson.
Exactly.
The Jackrabbit.
The Jackrabbit.
All right, well let's move along to Paul's pick here. Paul, what do you got for your 4th pick?
Tennessee, Baltimore over 54.5. I'm with Steve on this. I've watched that Tennessee defense multiple times this year, just get absolutely shredded, and it's horrible. I mean, it's piss poor.
42 in Green Bay.
I mean, I get where Dylan's coming from about the playoff game last year, but I think Lamar changed when he came back into that game against the Browns. I think that changed him. Since that point, he's been on a rip. And I think that the Ravens are flying under everybody's radar. Everybody else, the Chiefs, the Bills, are getting hyped up. And this is a perfect spot for the Ravens. I just like a ton of points in this game. I think, Tennessee's offense is good. Just like Steve said, I mean, the Patriots ran it down their throat too. So Derrick Henry could have, he's going to have a big game, as usual, which opens up AJ Brown, which opens up Corey Davis, and
Jonnu Smith.
I
Man.
like Jonnu to get in the end zone this week too. I could see that both these teams getting into the 30s. So give me the over 54.5.
I like that.
Yeah, that's probably the most interesting game I think on the board. I think there's going to be, I want to see Baltimore lose. I think there's going to be a ton of points, which could be very, very fun. Steve, you look like you're going to bed here. So we're gonna move
It's been a long day, but I'm still awake. I'm
So
still
Lamar
awake,
Jack-
eh?
Can we agree that
for our last and final round for the 5th
Hey,
round?
we have to talk about Lamar Jackson first.
I want to say, can we agree that Lamar Jackson's 2020 season can be described as took a shit, now lets it rip?
Yeah.
I like that.
If
I
anyone's wondering,
can
Lamar
agree
played
with that.
in the regular season too. They lost, and he threw for 180 yards and a passer rating of 74.
Oof.
the Tennessee Titans gave up what 40 to the Bengals.
They gave up 40 to the Bengals. They won 42-40.
They
Wasn't
did
like
give up
50 or
40
60
to the
points in
Bengals.
the
You know what I
South.
mean? Like I
Gave
hear
up
what you're
42
saying,
to the
Dylan,
Pack.
and I am a Lamar hater. I'm just like you. I'm just saying, like, since that game, he's come in and balled out.
And I actually like your over, but I think it's all Tennessee and running.
Either way, I don't care. Just give me points.
Give me the over.
There's gonna be some running out of the Ravens, but once it gets down to it, Lamar's got to throw. He's done.
I think Baltimore gets in for 2 touchdowns or at least 10 points.
Oh no, there'll be more than that, but they're all gonna be rushing.
Well, I meant like at least, right? Like they're gonna get in.
Yeah. Yep.
But so Steve, let's hear your last pick for the fifth and final round.
I got the Washington football team not to win, but to cover the 8.5 point spread at -106. I do not. Tampa's going to win this game, but I don't like that 8.5 point spread against that Washington defense.
You think Tom Brady's scared a little bit?
Better be.
No, I don't. I don't think Tom Brady is scared of the Washington football team,
That O-line better be.
but yeah, that O-line just
Cool.
hopefully. Well, they better not be scared, because if you walk into a playoff game scared of your opponent, you have lost the game before the ball is snapped.
Fact.
We're gonna see Tom Brady get hit in a playoff game like he has not been hit before. He's getting hit.
Which is
You have to know that Ron Rivera is sending everything.
Oh fuck.
And Ron Rivera is a fantastic defensive coach.
They are playing for Ron Rivera.
You don't want to blitz.
No, they're gonna get to him with them 4 guys. They're gonna get
to Brady.
That front 4 is scary.
If you blitz Brady, you fuck yourself, because then he's gonna hit you. He'll hit you with the short routes. He's gonna hit you over the middle. That's what he wants you to do, is come at him with everything.
Also,
they can get at him with 4, and that's Washington's chance.
One last question before we move on, Steve. Is this kind of a revenge pick for you being a New England fan?
No, but to be honest, it's partially because I'm a New England fan. I know how Tom Brady plays against fearsome defensive lines. I know what they can do to him.
Okay,
I've seen it happen.
Okay. All right, I got you.
It's given me a lot of heartbreak.
Let's go to Andrew. Andrew, what's your last pick?
Nothing like those 8-8 Cowboys, let me tell you. Anyways, that's a lot of heartbreak. We'll get into that some other day. Pittsburgh and Cleveland is my last one. Now, on ITL last night, I took Cleveland. I've been rolling with Baker Mayfield this whole time. I think that run game against that Swiss cheese defense they got in Pittsburgh right now is going to be a problem. But, again, I said at the top of the show, I'm here to line your guys' pockets. It's not about what I think.
That's what we're here
I think
for.
About for y'all.
And my pockets too.
Pittsburgh wins, but they do not cover that 4.5 spread.
It's
Roethlisberger.
It's 6.5 now, eh?
It's what?
Eh?
I think
it's 6.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
if it's 6,
6 now.
Ooh, That's tempting now. I like the stretch on that one a little bit more. Yeah, lock it in. Lock it in.
Yeah.
Lock it in. Lock it in.
You're taking who? Sorry, what?
I'm taking Pittsburgh with the 6.
You're taking Pittsburgh by a touchdown.
Yeah.
Really? Baker doesn't worry at all.
Well, here's the thing. You got to make Baker throw the ball, right? And what happens when Baker forces passes?
It's confirmed.
You need to call plays, right?
Yeah, and without Stefanski, this game is a shit show now. Like, I really don't know what to tell you. If Stefanski was on the sidelines, I would say that the Browns have a legitimate chance of winning this game. Him not calling plays, yeah, you're forcing it into Baker's hands, which is not really a good time.
All right, well, let's go over to Smitty for your last pick. Smith, what do you got for us?
I mean, it's been a pretty consistent. We've been staying in the NFL, but I'm going to move a little ways out of the NFL. I got Justin Fields to throw for 291 passing yards, over 290.5, minus 113.
For sure.
Balance it. Juggernaut. They're going to score 40 again. They score 40 every game. They might score 50. He's going to have to throw at some point. Ohio State showed they can play. He threw for 500 yards last week versus Clemson, and this week he's going to have to throw for even more because they're not stopping Alabama.
Can we agree on I got a question for you guys quickly. Do you think that if Fields balls out in this game, that he is legitimately a threat to the number 1 position in the draft?
No, not even close.
No? Is he still 2?
He's 2 right now.
If he balls,
two.
he's 2 no matter what, I think.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just saying systematically, like, does Jacksonville think he's a better fit in their offense?
No.
That's all I'm thinking.
God, no.
They better
Not
not.
unless-
They better
But
not.
They really
But
better
it's,
not.
it's Jacksonville. It's
somebody else is
Jacksonville.
getting
They better move to London if they don't take if they don't take Trevor Lawrence, they better move to fucking London.
Could
I
you
just said if he's having to,
imagine
I can't imagine because it's Jacksonville.
passing on Trevor Lawrence and Trevor Lawrence somehow dropping to the Jets? Could you imagine
Oh my
that?
God.
No,
Oh my
the Jets
God.
would have previously traded that pick. They're too dumb. They would have moved down before it came to them.
Somehow the Jets would have figured out a way to have gotten that pick into New England's hands.
Well, let's go over to Paul for your last pick. Paul, what are you running with?
I'm running with my boys, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I love what Cleveland's doing. I love the fact that it came down to Pittsburgh and Cleveland for the division. I really like, the kind of football they're playing. The run game, the defense with Myles Garrett, but the COVID has decimated them. They're going to be missing Batanio on their front line there. Cam Hayward is probably the most underrated player in the NFL. He's guy's an absolute beast. He's a problem to block, and I think he'll be in the backfield all day. Minka is probably one of the smartest safeties in the NFL.
What a trade!
He was the brain at Alabama. But Saban trusted him to call his defenses, and now you're telling me this guy's got 20 pages of notes on these guys. He's going to know what they're going to do. They just know each other. Just like Dylan said, there's not going to be a lot of points scored in this game, but I feel like it's a 24-10, 24-17 Steeler win, and I like him to cover the 6.
To add to that, I got a live update here. Juju Smith, when he's talking about the Browns, they have a couple good players, but they're still the same nameless gray faces. By the end of the day, I don't know. The Browns are still the Browns.
He just cursed it. He just cursed everything.
He's not
He
wrong,
cursed it.
though.
Giving you the opportunity to change your pick if you want, Paul.
No, absolutely not.
No, you're locking that in. All right.
Absolutely not. What else would you say? What else would you say about your rival, your hated rival?
Also,
how
about
Bill
this?
Belichick calls the Jets a very well-run organization every time we beat them.
You guys watched the Dolphins game last week where they got shredded in the safety position, correct?
Yeah.
How bad do they miss Minka Fitzpatrick now?
Yeah.
And if you add in last year, if you add Minka as the first round pick, that draft is sensational.
They nailed that trade.
So
leasing.
It's fine. I don't see the Steelers going far, so don't think me as one of those fucking Super Bowl guys that they're too iffy on offense, but they know the Browns. We just saw the human scarecrow fucking Mason Rudolph back there throwing for 3 bills last week. So, you know what I mean? Like,
I wish they had Ducky Hodges back there.
So do I.
Yeah. I would have preferred Dog.
That just about wraps it up, fellas. I'm just going to do a quick outro for everybody. Well, I'm going to go to everyone, but let's go to Steve. Steve, you look like you want to go to bed. I just want to roll through your picks real quick. You want Nick Chubb to score a TD, Baltimore, Tennessee over 54.5, Seattle -3, Indy, Buffalo over 51, and Washington 8.5. Steve, where can they find you, and is that all correct?
That is all correct. You can find me at Reisner_Steven on Twitter. Always getting into something.
Slightly biased this weekend.
Yes, slightly biased this weekend.
And
the Blue Collar Cantina Wonder Woman review that just came out today as the show is right before this show started. I haven't gotten a chance to push yet because we were on the show.
And it looks like you're falling asleep as well. So
yeah.
Let's go to Andrew. Andrew, you're running with Tampa Bay to cover -8.5, Indy +6.5, Baltimore, Tennessee under 54.5, Pittsburgh to cover -6, and Chicago +9.5. Is that all correct? And where can everybody find you?
Nailed it. And you can find me at Andrew Con on Twitter. Boys, I'm booming on there all of a sudden. I don't know what happened here, but 20 followers in the last like 3 days. Fucking Mr.
Yeah.
Pop. Fucking
I
Mr.
have to
Popular
pay a
over
bunch
here.
of people to
Watch out.
follow
I
you.
fucking knew it. Anyways, yeah, you can find me there. And you can follow us on Facebook at Boomtown Pod, all things MMA. We got a podcast. We've been off for a couple weeks, but that is because, well, folks, there has been no Bellator and or UFC. Or even box. Well, there's been some boxing. Shout out to Ryan Garcia, the King. What a fucking liver shot! What a liver shot, baby! Ooh, that looked like it hurt. But yeah, 3 fight cards coming up, boys. I'm excited to cover them all. Again, Boomtown Pod on Facebook.
Definitely. I made lots of money actually off Andrew's picks. He's been texting me about them, and you guys gotta check out that podcast. It was excellent. Let's go over to Paul. Buffalo -6.5, Seattle -3, Seattle team total over 22.5, Tennessee, Baltimore over 54.5, and Pittsburgh -6. Is that all correct? And where can they all find you?
Yeah, absolutely, buddy. You can find me at Steel Curtain PEH on Twitter. Check out BCMG on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're all there, pushing it out. And we got Puckleheads coming out next Tuesday
Ooh,
for the
I also,
NHL season.
well, while I have the chance, we have maybe a cool announcement coming up this week, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
something-
All right.
Yeah, a few announcements in the works for Blue Collar Media this week. So
Lots on the go.
Spicy.
let's
All right,
go.
so let's go over to Smitty. Smitty, you're going with Bears +11.5, Cleveland, Pittsburgh under 49.5, Titans +5.5, Rams, Seattle over 40.5, and Fields over 290 yards, passing yards. You dipped your hand in a couple alternate spreads and total points there, but that's okay. Is that all correct? And where can everybody find you?
That is 100% correct. I will be parlaying all 5 of my picks and posting it on Twitter at Dylan Smith 101. I challenge everyone else on here to do the same, or at least bet on your own picks and prove it.
Absolutely bet on your own picks.
I will be parlaying it and throwing it on Twitter. You can follow me at Dylan Smith 101. I'm always looking for a fight with someone on Twitter. I think I got a fight once with Paul and then realized we were on the same side of the fight.
Right,
So,
right.
I don't know what
Yes.
I'm fighting about.
Why are we
Oh, so
fighting?
me and you are definitely going to get into a fight.
I got two questions for you, Smitty. Smitty, first off, Dylan Smith 101. What does the 101 mean?
Well, Josh, have you ever had any name with Smith before? Find it in the name. It's impossible. They're taken. Everyone's taken.
Also, were you helped at all with your picks today from at Brett Mason?
Yeah, I got to give a shout out. He's my stats guy. He does all my analytics.
Right.
And without him, I wouldn't be much of a gambler. He made me next to zero money in my life, but I'm in the negatives, so it's
Fair
better
enough.
than
Well, before we get going off, I forgot to mention to you fellas, and I'll mention it next week as well, but we are actually playing. Paul, I can say this, right?
Absolutely.
We are playing for a championship WWE belt.
Let's go.
Your name
Let's
goes
go.
on it if you win. So I should have mentioned that earlier, but I mean, better late than never. So that's something to play for, fellas.
I can't wait to put the name Big Daddy
Yeah.
on the belt.
That
you know my
concludes the
Big
first episode.
Steve.
Everybody, thanks for joining. This show is powered by the Book. Oh, thanks. Also, everybody give a shout out to Davis, our
The
producer.
producer.
Davis.
Yeah, hey, I just want to say something real quick for just Paul. Taven
Here we go.
Stevenson says the U is back next year.
Yeah, that's all he says. That's all he ever says. He's like a parent.
I'll be back.
Here you go, Taven. Here you go. Here you go.
Exactly.
This show is powered by the Blue Collar Media Group. You can follow them. What's the new handle? B
Call Media.
Yeah,
Collar
B
Media
Collar Media. Yep.
on Twitter. And if you
Yep.
want, I am your host, Josh Elliot. You can follow me at Josh Elliot 9. I got into a few Twitter beefs today as well. Blocked by Marcus Stroman, but it is what it is.
Is what it is.
Hey, remember getting blocked by a has-been? I like it.
All I
Yeah.
said was he wasn't an elite pitcher anymore, and he blocked me.
Yeah. How's that 5-9 record last year, buds?
Fuck. Anyways, thanks a lot for coming, guys. Thanks a lot to our viewers for watching. We'll see you next week. Davis, you can take us off.